Hail, hiya. So video for my followers really. Just to say that I'm sorry that I haven't posted in the last few days. Finding it a bit tough at the minute living in England with depression, and it's just getting to me. As I'm sure it's getting to everyone as well, you know. You see it everywhere you go. Everyone's sort of down and just doesn't know where to go, what to do. You know, especially the people that are aware that in April things are going to get a lot worse because we start paying for Rachel Reeves' budget, obviously. So all your taxes and just everything's going to go up. So those people that are just surviving at the moment genuinely feel bad for because they're not going to be surviving anymore. So my situation, or I've had depression for like 10, 12 years. Always worked through it. Um, yeah, I've worked as a electrical engineer, been doing that for 20 years, and I just can't do it anymore. It's the England has finally sort of defeated me. My depression's so severe, I can't get up and get out the door. I don't retain information anymore. It's literally affected my brain in a way that I can't focus on anything for more than about 10 minutes. My brain's just cooked. Um, so yeah, living in the UK, it's it's like a it's like a it's I mean it's a country that has just been invaded. You know, how would you expect the indigenous of a country to feel when they've been invaded, when they're the ones that are paying for that invasion? Um, you know, their rights are being stripped from them and handed to the invaders. You know, it genuinely just feels like the government, the police, any kind of social service, anything like that, anyone with even a little bit of power, it just feels like they've just said, you know what, screw the British people. And I genuinely judge. I'm at a point now as well where I judge people for working in those industries. I hate people that work for the government. I hate people I hate the police. I hate the police, and I hate politicians. Anyone doing a job like that, you're working for the enemy. Basically, you really are. And it's politicians as well. You know, all these things that have happened throughout the years, and you realise that the government have been lying to you for so long. For an example, the whole grooming gang thing. You know, I can remember reading newspapers when I was younger and hearing about these grooming gangs, and it was isolated incidents, and you know, a few girls here and there or something, and then it comes out like 20 years later that it was a nationwide thing. And like Keir Starmer has brought this all about in particular because he's so, I don't know how he got to be a lawyer because he's so bad at lying. You can see right through him. And I think that's another reason that it's all at a tipping point now because he's just such a bad leader. He's such a bad liar that it's, you know, every time that he talks, you know, he's lying to your face. Every time. You know, he said he was going to smash the gangs. That was his sort of catchphrase, smash the gangs. And yet we had 500 immigrants cross the channel yesterday. Apparently that's the highest for this year or a long, long time. And again, you just know it's not going to stop. They're going to carry on. And all these things just stack on top of one another. You know, the grooming gangs, the two-tier policing, the two-tier justice system. You know, him having his voice coach come to his place during COVID and stuff. And you just know that he sees himself as above you. and yet he's got no struggles whatsoever. He's got no financial burdens that impact his life in a real way. And yet, people out in England are genuinely living paycheck to paycheck, just absolutely fucked. And like I said, in April, I don't know what they're gonna do. But yeah, I just want to explain that's why I've not made a video for a few days. Just depression has basically got the better of me at the minute. Yeah. As I've said throughout countless videos that I've made before, if you can get out of England, do. It's just not a place to have kids anymore, for obvious reasons, with what's been going on with basically paedophiles and stuff just getting joke sentences, while people that post hurty words just get thrown in prison for years. So I hope that if you're watching this, I hope you're well. I hope you're surviving. And that's probably the best that you can hope for at the minute, until something changes. Keir Starmer, if that's another sort of big topic at the minute. Conscription. There's absolutely no way I'd go and fight for this country. It's not a country worth saving anymore. It's not a country worth fighting for anymore. I personally, in my eyes, I think that, again, going back to the grooming gang scandal, I think when that happened, when you know there was such a cover-up, when all those people that knew about it sold their souls to cover up what had happened, I think that was perhaps the death of Britain, because I don't think there's really any coming back from that. To let that happen as a nation, as the people in power have covered it up and let it happen, I think that really signals the death of a nation. It's just finished. It's done. And yeah, knowing what we know now with immigration and things like that, the job industry, Deliveroo as well, that's another thing with the whole multiple people using one person's ID to for several people to work a job illegally, obviously. And again, it's like you see they'll make a breaking news story, 20 people arrested using the same ID in Deliveroo or Uber or something. And you just think that's just who cares? Because that is just literally the pin of it. That is the pin on top of the iceberg of the actual problem in England. So busting 20 people out of, a potential of 2 or 3 million is absolutely nothing. Just, don't even bother mention that shit because it just doesn't matter. Personally, like I said, I think England is done. So get out if you can, sooner rather than later. I'm hoping to. And I hope you're well. I hope you survive.